What's up, YouTube? It's your old school expert, and today we are going through the first edition Invasion of Chaos complete set. The last complete set we did was Dark Crisis, and there's been a lot of demand for an Invasion of Chaos set. So we're going to go through it, talk about some of the nostalgia and some of the things that I enjoy about the set, and the highlight of the topic is going to be the original ban list, because many people attribute Invasion of Chaos to the creation of the ban list, and I understand why, because the very first ban list where they actually started banning cards, forbidding cards, was shortly after Invasion of Chaos came out. It was about 6 months after Invasion of Chaos was released. However, if you look at that first list and those 13 cards that were first banned from Yu-Gi-Oh! In the advanced format, though only one of those cards came from Invasion of Chaos, and that was the Chaos Emperor Dragon. So I understand why, because when this was comboed with a Witch of the Black Forest or a Sangan, if you had one of those on the field already, you could special summon this, activate its effect to blow everything up, everything in the hands, everything on the field, goes to the graveyard. Then with your Witch or Sangan, you can search for Yata Garasu and then Yata lock your opponent. So it's understandable why they banned this. However, the rest of the set was not on the very first ban list. So I think it's a bit of a misconception to say, oh, Invasion of Chaos is the reason that there was a ban list. They had been talking about banning cards for a very long time. There were just so many really powerful cards that needed to be banned. So Chaos Emperor Dragon just kind of helped usher in the ban list, but it definitely wasn't the reason for it. Yata Garasu had been around for about a year since once Invasion of Chaos came out, and over a year once the ban list finally came out. So, and people were getting Yata locked back then too, so it was already a problem. So the very first ban list was ushered in with Invasion of Chaos, but I don't think it was because of Invasion of Chaos. In fact, Metal Raiders, they had banned Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest, Chaos Emperor Dragon, and Yata Garasu. So 2 for Metal Raiders right there. They also had banned Mirror Force, so another Metal Raiders card. So if anything, I think Metal Raiders had more banned cards on the first ban list than any other set. But anyways, let's get into Invasion of Chaos. So you guys saw the Chaos Emperor Dragon is one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic cards in this set. Berserk Gorilla was very cool. It was the very first 2000 attack 4-star monster that didn't have a horrible effect. It does have a debilitating effect, but it's just that if it's in face-up defense position, it gets destroyed. So enemy controller was a problem for it, but other than that, it was a great beat stick, and it was an essential for beatdown and then later beast down decks. That's it for that page, pretty much. This page, pretty awesome. It's got the Blackluster Soldier. So this card eventually did get banned, but it took a little while. It didn't get banned right away. And then it finally came back, oh man, like 2017, I think, maybe 2016. And now I think, I'm not sure if it's at 2 or 3, but it's definitely at least at 1 in the current meta, because it's a good card, but it's nothing crazy these days. But back then, that was an extremely powerful card. I actually preferred that over the Chaos Emperor Dragon, because this was just a great control card. And then you could attack for game pretty easily too. This page does not have a whole lot. Heart of the Underdog is pretty cool as a Joey card, and later became decent in vanilla decks to get more draw power. Stumbling was good for Archfiends. It's like a Snatch Steal for Archfiends. Got that Luster Shield. I think that, let's see, this is increase the defense of all monsters on your side of the field by 500 points. Is that what it says? It sounds a lot like Chorus of Sanctuary. Increase the defense of all monsters on your side of the field by 300 points, not 500, 300. Pretty random card. Reload was a pretty good card. Used in Exodia decks, especially with like the Royal Magical Library. You use Reload a few times, shuffle your cards back in, draw more, and then you get the spell counters onto Royal Magical Library. Cursed Seal of the Forbidden Spell is a decent counter trap card. Chain Disappearance actually saw some play later on, but when the set was released, it wasn't that great. Dark Mirror Force was pretty awful. I don't know why they made that an Ultra. probably should have been like a rare or something, because you basically, your opponent's monster attacks and then you destroy your opponent's defense monsters. That doesn't really help you. Mad Dog is just another 1900 attacker, but it was a dark, so if you needed dark monsters for your chaos, that would work. And then Dark Magician of Chaos is the third chaos monster. So it's Chaos Emperor Dragon, Black Luster Soldier, and then Dark Magician of Chaos. So this card was very good, and I want to say it actually spent some time on the ban list as well, because it could be comboed pretty insanely. They finally errated it and let it off the ban list, so that now you get the spell card during your end phase, not right away. But this was a nasty card. If you like used Monster Reborn on it, it was just so good. You get your Monster Reborn back or anything else. Manticore Darkness, I love the artwork on it. I never really saw it in play. Stealthbird was great for burn. This set actually has some good burn stuff. Sacred Crane is decent for some goat format builds, like chaos builds. Black Tyranno, I love the artwork on this card. Never really saw it in play, but it's got some awesome artwork. And then Pinch Hopper, pretty decent common there. And then we got Insect Princess, a card I've pulled just so many times. I think I've pulled 2 or 3. I just can't seem to pull any of the other ultras from this set. It's always that one. Leviathan, Daedalus, again, not used a whole lot, but really cool artwork. I love the artwork on it. It looks really badass. And blue's my favorite color, so it's got a lot of blue in it. So, of course, I like that. Mataza the Zapper, saw this in a few builds, decent with like Gravity Bind. Boost him up with an Axe of Despair or something, and then you've got a pretty nasty little attacker. Manju of the 10,000 Hands, this is still today a decent card because it can search either a ritual monster or a ritual spell card and add it to your hand when it is normal summoned. So that is a pretty good effect. And then you got Guardian Angel Joan, just another one of those ultras that was cool but never really saw any competitive play. I don't even think once fairies became a thing, I don't even think they played that. Ryokoki, I actually used to side deck one of these just because it could be very useful. But it's very situational. It's not something you'd want to main deck. Smashing Ground did use that a lot, especially when Raigeki got banned and then Dark Hole got banned. Smashing Ground was a decent way to destroy your opponent's monsters. That and Lightning Vortex, but Lightning Vortex required you to discard, so there was a cost. This is cost-free. Dimension Fusion, this finally did get banned. I think it's still banned today for good reason, because you can combo this to just straight up flood your field with monsters that were banished, and it can be a really easy one-turn kill, or OTK as they call it. Salvage, this is another decent card, still used today. Dedication Through Light and Darkness too, I really like the artwork on that, it's pretty cool. Compulsory Evacuation Device is another one of those cards that's kind of ahead of its time. When it came out, it was decent. Some people used it, but later on it became much better, especially when like synchros. You could hit Stardust Dragon. When Stardust Dragon came out, it was like, oh my god, what do you do if your opponent summons that? Because it's such a strong card. But you could hit it with a Compulsory, and then it's gone back to the extra deck. Cursed Darkness, good burn card. And then the final page, got the Last Secret, Vader Darkness. Not a great effect. It negates any quick play spell cards I think that your opponent uses. So it's kind of like a Jinzo for quick plays, but you know, it requires 2 tributes. It's 2,900, which is strong, but again, the 2 tribute thing, and it only negates quick plays, which is okay, maybe Mystical Space Typhoon, but not too many other quick plays out there that your opponent might be running, so it was never truly a great card. But it's a really cool card, and I love the artwork. Let's pull it out and admire that just a bit. Pretty cool card. So that is going to be it, guys, for Invasion of Chaos. This set was really cool. I wouldn't say it was ahead of its time, although it had a few cards that were ahead of its time, like most sets do. But I would say that it is a little bit short-sighted to say that this set is the reason for the ban list. I think that, again, Upper Deck and Konami had been considering a ban list for a very long time, probably since Legacy of Darkness, because that had a lot of cards too that were just very good and eventually got banned. So this is just the set that kind of helped usher it in with the Yada lock using Chaos Emperor Dragon and a Witch of the Black Forest or a Sangan. So good times, crazy times. Hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, stay tuned for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh videos.